hurricanes, fires, statues falling down. The apocalypse is upon us. And we're here to talk about race realism. Thank you for coming to the Cunt Stream. I hope you managed to donate some dollars to our Patreon because we're talking about all the world's most important issues, I guess. I've lost my train of thought. Today we have ourselves some interesting people, a few more rolling in. We got Lil Miss Anon.
Hello.
Our usual cunt, Schmeckel.
How's everyone doing?
Our off and on, but practically the most main of co-hosts, Reading Ren.
Hello.
And we're, for the first time ever, we're getting Tyler Preston.
Yep, it's everyone's friend is Tyler.
Yeah, now you have to sing the whole song.
You're only black friend, so he's the best black friend. I wouldn't trade him for another black friend because black friends are rare, as you should be aware. He smiles like Richard Pryor, so just sit and stare. He's everyone's friend is Tyler. He's everyone's friend is Tyler.
I'm so disarmed right now.
I'm super pleased. I wasn't expecting that.
That was a very
an actual song? I've never heard that before.
Oh,
it is.
Get out, Tim.
Who wrote it?
That is the most catchy best opener for anyone's YouTube videos ever.
Tyler wrote that. Is that your song?
Before we get too far,
should
Tim
be
Blake
everyone's.
is also here,
Hi. Hello.
asking all the questions. Hello, my dude. All
Wait,
right.
so that is like Tyler's actual official song?
Yeah,
It is. It is. I
Oh,
put it in my videos.
Oh, sorry.
he sings it himself. Is it every song or every video you do, or is it just?
It's almost every video. It depends on the video. Like if it's serious, I don't put it in. But if it's like lighthearted, I put it in.
Do you do it
Okay.
with like music, like some beats or something?
Yeah, it has some music in the
Harmonicas.
background. Yeah.
You
Some
ever
recording.
thought about branching out and talking to other more creative YouTubers and say, "Hey, you who does heavy metal, can you do my intro?"
Actually, someone did a metal theme of my cover. Yeah, it was actually really good too.
Everyone's friend, Tyler.
It actually sounded like that too.
Oh, now I gotta try getting one second.
I like the
Everyone's
8-bit one.
friend, it's Tyler.
Oh God, I can't do that.
My ears.
My Dr.
I don't
Claw
know.
voice can only go for so long.
When I was younger, I used to record black metal, and that involved a lot of screaming, but I haven't done that in a long time.
Oh my God.
I imagine that probably hurt your throat a lot.
Yeah,
it
like I get
sounds
pretty
like
hoarse.
Samaj heard his.
Yeah, I fucking did. I haven't done that in quite a long time. So
Metal. Yeah. Now the
So anyway,
conversation's
cunts,
dead.
or
That's all it
race
took.
realism.
race realism. All right, why?
You should have invited Bryce on.
Why?
No. We want somebody who.
Oh, come
I've got-
on.
I've got the wiki open for scientific racism.
Wait, what?
Oh,
I can
scientific
Google it.
racism.
There's scientific racism now?
Well, that's what came up when I searched for race realism.
They're the same concept.
Okay.
Pseudo-scientific belief, that's a bit biased, that empirical evidence exists to support or justify racism, racial inferiority, racial superiority, the practice of classifying individuals of different phenotypes or genotype into discrete races. Historically, it received credence in the scientific community, but is no longer considered scientific. And then there's some like photos of like skull shapes and whatever. Yeah. All right, now go comment.
Last I checked, wasn't that just genetics? Like, it doesn't really have to do with your race. It just has to do with how your
Like
skull
your
is shaped. Like,
environment. Yeah.
yeah, it's your environment and a bunch of other stuff. Like, someone could have a completely normal shaped skull and then have a childhood accident, and then suddenly it's lumpy.
Well,
Is
people
that
seem to
what
talk a
happened?
lot about IQ and stuff. Like that's when I see people online arguing about it. They're always going on about like the bell curve and fucking IQ or whatever. That kind of shit.
IQ is-
Honestly, I don't really care. So it's just like
Yeah, like
I
IQ
don't
is not
know.
really something I really think about every day. Like it's just something that people just bring up. Like I don't really care about it. It's just like whatever.
yeah, it's like there's different people in the world. Some stupid, some smart. Like they're all various different races. Maybe there's like some differences generally, like really, really broadly, but it's like broad enough, or would be, that I don't care. I'm just like, you're a person.
The
Like,
Japanese are beating us all at everything, so.
Well, it also has to do with
I don't know.
it also has to do with what school you went to, what type of education you received. Plus, there are some people who are very stupid when it comes to books, but they're incredibly street smart. So, I mean, there's different kinds of intelligence.
Yeah,
Right.
there might be an argument to be made about like intelligence based on location, like if you were raised in America opposed to, let's say, Afghanistan. But I mean that's
Basically,
Go
because
figure.
they have better resources, they can have better education.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's just arguing on the margins, you know, like if there is some disparity somewhere, someone's going to say like this race is like slightly smarter or something, and then to me it's kind of like, well, but there's too many like people in the world for that to like really mean that much to me. Like it doesn't really mean anything, you know. It's not like, oh, because of this like marginal thing way off on the edge, how's it going to like impact like everyday people? Like, it's not going to, you know, have much impact, I don't think.
yeah. Like
Anyway, that topic would have been a lot more interesting with no bullshit. What do you?
Because he's a race realist, from what you've said.
From what I understand, I may be misunderstanding him, but he did do a video in support of oh fuck, what's her name?
Was it like Rage After Storm?
Rage at Storm.
Yeah.
Rage After Storm. That's it.
Right,
That
I've been
video
seeing
was
that-
just so messed up in many ways. Like when I first saw that video, I just could not believe the amount of bullshit she put out her mouth. Like in her video, she cited the Daily Stormer as one of her primary sources.
Daily Stormer is not a source.
Yeah, like she had this entire article from the Daily Stormer, and the article was talking about how Black people like abstract thoughts. I'm like, what in the world are you talking about?
Somebody sent me that, and all of the sources in that article were other articles by that website. They referenced themselves as sources.
Yeah, as soon as anybody starts to use the Daily Stormer for a source, like I cannot really take that video seriously. It was just so bad after she started using that.
And the worst part is, afterwards, she tried to claim that all her sources were legit except for that one. That one was a joke.
Yeah, the joke defense.
Yeah, it
I've also-
doesn't really work when it's your list of fucking sources.
It's just a
Yeah.
prank, bro. It's just a prank.
It
Tara
worked.
McCarthy or whatever, she's been fighting with Sargon recently, and I just watched her latest video where she was like, oh, so it's okay to make fun of white genocide, but is it okay to make fun of I don't know, I just pick any other genocide, like
Oh my
Pol Pot.
god, like Tara McCarthy,
the
like she
Holocaust,
says some really stupid stuff. Like I remember her saying something on Twitter about how if black people and white people were to mix, it's like what was it? Bestiality? Yeah, it was bestiality.
What?
What?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Another prank.
Yeah, and
Another
then
meme.
and also today she said that like there was a picture of somebody with like a black woman and a white guy, and she said that your kids are likely to have lower IQ than you. Congrats. Also, black women have the highest rates of STDs. Nice.
That just sounds like legit racist bullshit.
It is. Fucking is. This is the tweet right here.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the issue with racism, is that when you just see random people completely disconnected from anything else, you just instantly decide, like, oh, they've probably got an STD or something because they're black. So.
unless of course you're making the argument of like black people are from low income areas and might also like fatherless homes and stuff like that, higher chances of like sexual activities, and is more common to happen in scenarios and situations in neighborhoods like that. So unless she's making that reference,
yeah,
but that's a
there's
bit
nothing-
different.
There's nothing like that in that though. There's literally just like it's just a picture of a black person. It's
Yeah,
like,
these are
context
people
for
that
it.
actually think other races are different species.
Yeah, they're not smart people. You need to understand that right off the bat. They're not the brightest.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like I lived in Japan for a while, and I heard that they don't test for like STDs and STIs and stuff in Japan, and that shit is like super out of control there, and it's just like, you know, if you sleep with someone, you're probably going to get an STI. That's what I've heard. That's what people have told me a lot about Japan.
They probably don't test a lot, but they probably still test for it. Japan's facing a kind of a bit of a crisis of a lot of people who just aren't having sex at all. Like there are
But
some
apparently-
hospitals that only have like 2 beds in a maternity ward because very few people are even having kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are just too many host clubs nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it's a myth, but I did hear or read that like most people in Japan have some sort of STD because they don't measure it and they don't actually check for it. So actually it's like a mystery, like nobody really knows. But I would never say like, I'd never look at a Japanese person and just say, oh, that person has an STD, because like they're just a random person. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. A lot of these STDs you won't know until after you fuck them or whatever. So
Yeah.
Samaj, what the fuck would you know about that?
I had a life before the cunt stream. I'll have you know. Not a very active one, but an active one.
Was a citation needed?
That would be doxing, my dear, and no.
I mean, you could just dox your dick. It's not a big deal.
Dox. Yeah, well, you can already find that on Pornhub under humongous.
Dogs a dick. Like
Dox a dick. You want?
I mean, I'm still waiting for the Tanga egg reviews.
Just go with Jason Brazier. He's got one on there.
Yeah, I know,
Yes,
but
I'm
you
syphilis
promised me
making a
one.
big comeback in Japan.
What?
Good. I just found an article. It says that there's a lot of syphilis.
Great.
Uh,
Nice.
Well, see, now you know. Don't interbreed with those Japanese.
This is what happens. When,
That's what I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to.
This is what happens when condoms don't fit your tiny penis.
Oh.
Oh, God. Welcome to the cunt stream, people.
I couldn't pass that one up. I apologize.
But I think, like, you know, a racist sees that and is like, oh, those like disgusting Japanese or whatever. But I just think like, wow, they need like better sex education and protection, and they really should measure that. And like, there's
Their healthcare system needs some reform.
Yeah,
Well,
they
to
need
be-
better sex ed in that country. That's what I
Well,
think.
to be fair to Japan, a lot of them, it's a cultural thing. They view sex as one of these things that it's just too taboo to talk about, which has led to either
Kinda
one group,
underground. Yeah.
one massive group that goes underground, and another group that goes, okay, so sex is so scary. Even if we're married, we never have it.
Well, I mean, they're very conservative down there in Japan, and they're very traditional in a lot of their ways, and they never talk about their problems.
it's kind of funny, like you mentioned, how Japanese culture doesn't really talk about sex a lot, because whenever you look at their media, it's like the opposite. It's like overly sexualized.
Oh
Well,
yeah, I reckon that's kind of an overcompensation for the actual lack of sex generally going on. You know.
Absolutely. Well, also, I mean, like in media, do whatever the fuck you want. It's kind of their philosophies. But when you're out and you go to your job and you talk with your family, yeah, you don't talk about that kind of stuff. You keep it very, very conservative. Very.
I've
You
also
want
read that
external
there's,
hard drives under your bed.
I've also read that there's quite a lot of homophobia over there, which is quite weird because when you look at the people who are popular, like they look so like effeminate and so like, you know, prancing around and like effete, and then you're like, man, like you're very feminine. Are you gay? And they're like, how dare you? That's disgusting. Gays are gross.
It's because while the media and a portion of the society has gone to not being conservative, the mainstream in Japan is still conservative. So a lot of those ideals stick around.
But I even think, like, some of the people with the, like, foofy hair and the fashion and the styles, like, they're allowed to do all that. But if you find out they're actually gay, then that's no good. You're like,
Yeah,
I feel like that's
you
the
can just
attitude
be
in Japan.
stereotypical gay, and it's normal. But
gay? What?
you're actually giving it to guys.
It's because they eat the poo-poo.
There's a line. There's a line that you can't cross into actually being gay, and then society treats you with a lot of homophobia.
Well, I'm not actually surprised that there is a little bit more homophobia going on over there, because I think that's also a reaction to the declining birth rates, because now people are panicking and trying to find who to blame, and that this has been an ongoing increasing issue in Japan over the last decade. So it's nothing new, but now people are doing what they usually do, and they do a witch hunt.
Well, even just how they don't like touching, like they don't shake hands and they don't hug. They bow and they keep an arm's length.
My kind of place.
Yeah, but I wonder if that plays into like.
You want to hug.
No, fuck you! Don't touch me.
Does that play into like couples and stuff too? Like when they're on a date or like doing stuff, like they'll keep an arm's length and then maybe less likely to actually get up to anything. Sort of part ways. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if you do want to do something. They have all those love hotels, like
then you just go get a tentacle machine instead.
Yeah, I mean,
in some cases, an actual octopus.
If they have, I think it depends on the love hotel. I mean, if they got it, I'm sure they can make your fantasies come true.
My friend went to one with his girlfriend and he described it, and it sounded very strange. Like he said that the man straps into this machine thing, and the woman straps into the other thing, and then the machines move in and out and make the sex happen. You don't have to do anything.
I've heard about those.
And I was like, I would feel too self-conscious to do that. Probably, I'd just be like, can't I just use?
They have like
movement to do this.
They have room service.
Where is that sold? Because that sounds like the ultimate thing for married people.
If you're really lazy and you're like, but I have to like physically move to have sex. Like, can the machine just do it for me?
Tired married couples who's like, I just don't want to fucking bother with this. Get in the machine, like, how's your day, honey? I love you.
The good ones have room service.
Like
you can order outfits and sex toys and lubricant and all sorts of fun stuff.
Yeah. Actually, I went to one, but it was a boring one. Like, it didn't have any exciting stuff.
So it was a hotel.
It just had like a jacuzzi and a radio. I was like, this is kind of underwhelming.
just fuck the jets. It's fun.
I was like, where's the crazy machine thing? I wanted the gyroscope.
You'd be too self-conscious to use one. You just want to look at it.
No, he wanted that so he could just be online and I could still do a stream and get this done at the same time.
Oh my god!
Like, doesn't Japan have this toilet where you just sit down and when you're taking a crap, they clean your butt with the water?
Yes. Heaps of them.
It's called a bidet. They're fancy and they're great.
I've never used one, but I mean, you might.
It's quite
a
strange sensation, but it's kind of pleasurable.
Seems like it wouldn't work.
No, it's not too bad. Do not just use the bidet.
Yeah, it seems like it wouldn't work very well.
But then I'm like, I don't want to like rely on it too much, Because
all of a sudden you've been there fucking 45 minutes. Your shit was done ages ago.
Yeah, and you're just on the bidet being like,
But they also believe in using water because they see toilet paper as a waste.
I think we just discovered a secret fetish of yours.
Which is weird because like all of their products are like hyper wrapped. Like if you buy like a thing with like 200 sweets, they're all individually wrapped, like all the time, and like biscuits and crackers are like all individually wrapped.
All that stuff is recyclable though. All the plastic stuff is recyclable.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's not
I will say the Japanese do make the best makeup though. I get a crate every month that I pay for. That's Japanese makeup and stuff, and it's awesome.
Well, you can always head to your hardware store because apparently they sell bidets you can just attach to your toilet for $100. I had to Google it while we're talking about this because it sounds interesting.
Some pics of people on the bidet having.
I'll have you know I have been single for 8 years.
Aren't bidets French though?
So you just
Weren't
want to
they
get some
invented?
action, Smaj.
At least something's tossing my salad.
Oh well, we know the hookers you hire eat ass.
If I hired a hooker, I would have actually gotten laid. All right, 8 fucking years, woman. Remember it.
He's getting close to 9. He's been saying
Well, I
8
didn't-
for a long time.
I didn't
Yeah.
say I didn't say you were fucking the hooker. I said she ate ass. I mean, I actually didn't specify she either.
And since Chad's asking, it's Japan Crate. The specific one's called Kira Kira for the makeup. They also have a crate that's nothing but Japanese candy. That's my favorite. My other favorite.
They make some fun candy.
Oh my god! If you haven't tried it, you should look it up. Green tea Kit Kats.
They're good. Oh, they're so good.
Oh,
Wow.
they're so delicious.
Japan apparently has 500 different flavors of Kit Kat
They
bars.
do. They have wasabi
500?
Kit Kats.
500. I know, right?
I think we
Wasabi
only have
Kit Kats are
one.
good.
Yeah, we only have one.
That's bullshit. We
That
have
is so
cookies
much
and cream
bullshit.
Kit Kats. We have dark Kit Kats. We have white chocolate Kit
Okay,
Kats.
3. Fuck off.
Fuck you!
I
Stop
fucking-
lying to people. Stop
Look,
making Canada sound lamer than it is.
When I was on my holiday there, and I flipped out when I saw orange Kit Kat bars.
They're good.
They have them in the store. I think I bought like 3 of them. I should have bought more because they actually were really good.
Orange chocolate's the best.
No. I don't know. I'm still prone to mint, but
Mint is
chocolate
my
cake.
favorite, but orange is delicious.
On the subject of food-related stuff in Japan, I found out that recently there is an actual spa place where if you wanted to, you can bathe in wine.
What?
Oh, cool.
Why
I
would you
will-
want to do that? That seems like it would
Yes.
stain your skin.
It apparently
Obviously white wine, you fucking retard.
well that's not what I saw in the
Well,
in the
see,
ad
there you
for
go,
it.
you fucking asshole.
They do have they have white wine and they do have red wine, but red wine is apparently the most popular. You can bathe in it and you can drink it if you're wearing a swimsuit.
What?
Why? Why would you want to drink something
You'll be
that
so
your
drunk.
dead
You're
skin
What do you mean
is in?
if you're wearing a swimsuit?
You're
what does
still
that mean?
touching it.
Well,
It's not like swimsuits are impermeable.
Is it?
Yeah.
look, I'm just saying if you wanted to have the opportunity to try this out, there is a thing. Japan can make that happen. But at the same place, if you really wanted to, there's another one that has hot coffee you can bathe in. You can drink that too.
You will fucking burn in hot coffee.
Yeah, that sounds a lot less fun.
Well, I don't think it's hot, but I mean it's
It's like
coffee.
bathwater hot.
Oh.
No, I can
That sounds
only assume
horrible.
I come out of that thing looking like Tyler.
Oh.
That's great. That's a great way to get a fake tan that's not orange. Soak in coffee for a couple hours.
What's the point of getting a tan, though? I've always tried to keep as pale as I could, and now that's actually quite fashionable.
It's better for your skin too.
Oh yeah, less skin cancer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, obviously it can also have negative effects on you later on. I mean, my mom's never used like sunscreen at all, and she's having all kinds of skin issues right now.
Does she look like a leather purse?
I can neither confirm nor deny. But,
Oh, it's okay.
We'll go more to the affirmative.
It's okay. I once had a gym teacher who, in high school, she did nothing but she did the spray on tan, so she looked oranger than Donald Trump, and she had the hair that was so bleached it might as well be white, and you just look at her and go, "You look like a pumpkin. You are one giant walking pumpkin."
Oh, she'd have to dye her hair green for that.
I know, but still, it's like pumpkin.
She was ahead of her time. It's what she was like. She was doing it before Donald Trump.
Yes.
Squash. I think there's
Speaking
an
of Trump.
orange squash with a white stem.
Speaking of Trump, that was the other topic I had in mind. Arpaio, he was a shitty guy. What the fuck's up with that?
Who? What?
Joe Arpaio, Sheriff Joe Arpaio.
No idea.
The whole
Tyler thing.
yeah.
Tyler's a Trump supporter, right? From my understanding, or at least seeing your interactions on Twitter and so forth.
I voted for Trump last year, but as far as supporting him, I don't really support a lot of his stuff and what he's doing. Like, as far as his recent activities are concerned, I kind of agree with like the person Betty DeVos' decision on Title IX.
Oh, certainly.
And I also agree with like his stance on perhaps strict immigration, but as far as the other stuff, I don't really agree that much. Like I disagree also with his trans ban too in the military.
Well, that's the thing I'm wondering. Why are you guys for the Title IX change, or why are you against Title IX? Like something.
I'm for it because the problem I always had, and I saw this, was that the guys never got a chance to defend themselves. So you could have exes, and I talked about on my channel a couple cases where exes months and months later revoke consent for something that was consensual at the time. And then these guys are getting kicked out of college. Or the guy whose roommate, when he passed out in his girlfriend's dorm, and the roommate blew him. And then she claimed rape, and even though he was proven innocent, he still couldn't come back to the school. You have to kind of balance out the system to where the guys can at least be able to defend themselves and have a chance at an education while still listening to the women, so that way you're not ignoring victims of crimes.
Right, but what is there in Title IX which means that men can't be represented or have a defense?
It's
like,
the
that's
way
the thing that I don't understand.
It's the way it was implemented under the threat with Obama, that if you don't do things this way and take these women seriously, then you're going to lose federal funding. So they took it too far. So the guy was automatically guilty until proven innocent.
I think there's also I do believe there's also a part in there talking about that there was no faith in the justice system, and so that's why we got the whole kangaroo court situation.
Because I was reading about that letter, but the letter apparently includes a part where it says that obviously, like, the person is entitled to a defense. I would have to find that quote, but like part of the letter points out the need for due process. So I'm just wondering what part of Title IX or that letter is actually preventing.
It's not It's not necessarily a problem with Title IX itself. The problem is how these colleges are implementing it to a way that if you're a guy, you're automatically guilty until proven innocent, and even then you're still kicked out of the college and not allowed back.
But do you think
which can affect your education career?
Yeah, but do you think what Betsy DeVos is going to do, which for me seems a little bit vague, do you think that is going to balance the system, or could it just go in the other direction where there's less, believing of the victims to the point that they suffer more, and they face more injustice on their end? Like, could it go too far in the other direction? And what is?
I mean, it's entirely. I think it might be entirely possible because, like with Betsy DeVos, you really don't know because she's actually like a crazy like Christian fundamentalist, and she wanted to use her tax dollars on the freaking the school choice, and use her tax dollars in the churches. So basically, I think it could go one extreme to another extreme. It's entirely possible.
Yeah,
it's entirely possible. We'll see what happens. I wouldn't like it if it did go the exact opposite. The pendulum swung the extreme in the other direction, where the guys are always believed and the women aren't. I really just want it to be right down the middle, where a guy gets a fair defense, and if he's found innocent, he doesn't get kicked out of school. He doesn't get that black mark on his record. He can continue his career in education, getting an education without that stigma.
There's one part I read about it, which is quite interesting, which was that if a woman says, like, this person abused me or raped me or whatever, that they would set it up so she doesn't have to be in the same lecture hall or be in the same lessons or in the same tutorials or whatever as that person. And I mean, I think that's fair, because I think, like, if that person is saying that I was abused by that person, they're going to feel like it's a disadvantage to them to be, like, in the same lecture hall as that person, because it will be very distracting for their studies. But then other people might say, if that person is innocent, then it's not fair to that person
Exactly.
to leave the lecture hall. So I find that very tricky.
Well, I think
morally.
and that's a totally fair idea that, okay, well, she claimed this guy raped her. It gets found out, well, maybe it wasn't necessarily rape, but it's just regret. But if it's still distracting to her, she gets moved to a different class at a different time, so both parties can continue on in college.
Well,
That's
but maybe
a
he'd have to
completely
move.
fair
And
compromise.
then it'd be like, no one's proven that I'm guilty, so I'm not moving. I'm staying here. And then potentially maybe the girl does drop out or something. If she was actually raped.
Why wouldn't you?
I don't know.
Why wouldn't you want rapists criminally charged though?
Yeah, exactly. I'd rather
if they don't go through the court system, they are not actually criminally charged. The worst thing that happens is they
that's
get
the
suspended.
big part for me.
Why would you want a college to have to go through legal proceedings that actually don't result in any actual justice? Because I'd rather have a rapist go to jail than just have to move.
Honest, the college employees are going to have the college's reputation in mind.
Yeah.
And it's much easier to say, the rapist is gone than, couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, I'd rather them have a system where the colleges campus security takes the initial report, then they call the cops. So cut the colleges out of it altogether.
Yeah, and it's a legal issue. A crime is dealt with by legal officials.
But people would still have the same complaints that, it's not proven that he actually did anything. Now he's being arrested and his life's ruined and all that kind of stuff.
They don't.
Not necessarily. Cops can only arrest if there's enough evidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the tricky thing about rape cases is often, producing enough evidence is a very difficult thing to do.
Exactly.
Even if it objectively did happen, sometimes it's hard to get the evidence.
But I'd rather
producing enough evidence being a difficult thing to do is not a reason to just act on it without enough evidence.
Exactly. And I'd rather this college system be set up so that way if something happens to someone, they go to the cops and the college stays out of it altogether. And then if it's not true, well, the cops prove it. And then the guy is cleared and there's a clear he's innocent. If it is true, well, then the bastard's going off to jail and she doesn't have to worry about seeing him ever again. That way, it's totally fair and it's handled by people who actually know how to look into these crimes and what to do about it.
But they do also
it's as fair as the judicial system can be anyways.
Yeah.
Well, they also have to put in the actual evidence gathering and the police work and actually take it seriously, and from what I've read in various cases, that's not what happens. Like, they don't even sometimes bother taking any evidence or any processing rape kits or doing that kind of thing. Well, so that's another thing that I think they would need to do is change the way law enforcement thinks about gathering evidence.
Well, the problem with the rape kits is that all that they can do is actually prove that sex had actually happened.
Yeah.
I mean, and
well,
so
but something, it doesn't make sense to not test it. So.
They don't process them if there's no reason to. Usually, they'll find out that the accusation was false before that.
Well, how do you find out an accusation is false, though?
Yeah, a lot of the times they'll admit it. Surprisingly.
Well, and then they might have to do other things, maybe there was
sex messages.
Then obviously they'll test the rape kits.
Obviously they'll test the rape kits and keep working until other evidence is found.
It's like any case dismissal. A judge will dismiss a case without enough evidence. They won't test a rape kit if a rape didn't happen.
I think
as an example, I know my cousin almost went to prison. And the only reason he didn't is because the girl told her friends that she was lying because she hated him. It happens.
I mean, I know that kind of thing happens. Yeah.
So you have to try to remove your feelings from it and sit and realize that you have to assume innocence unless there's a lot of evidence to support it.
But I also know that, for example, sometimes if you've got a witness, the witness could be biased because they're trying to protect the person. Or there could be a misconception from people who were around about it being consensual when it wasn't. So maybe they will say it was consensual, even though it actually wasn't. Or sometimes it's hard to tell if it's consensual. Like, I feel like the problem is that it's just a very difficult crime to figure out. Like, figuring out the truth
it's very important for a woman not to wait.
Yeah.
Like, being the perpetuation that rape victims are automatically disbelieved too is, it scares women out of reporting, which is a big thing. It happens to men too, because
then I think the whole question should just be about like making the system as good as it can be, and it will never be perfect, but there's just improvements in terms of gathering evidence, and
which is why I definitely say having people who are not they don't work in law enforcement, working on criminal cases like that. They have no idea what they're doing. They have no idea how to collect evidence. They have no idea how to conduct a proper investigation. That's what we pay police to do.
Yeah.
So cutting them out is just stupid.
I honestly don't even know what Betsy DeVos wants to do. Like, she gave a speech and shit, but that's not much to go by. So I need to
Yeah, I'm still kind of wondering what she's gonna do when she starts to change it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From all I understand, is she wants to put the power back in the hands of the police, basically.
Which, if she does that and that's the change she makes, I'm all for that. Yes, rape is a very hard crime to prove or disprove, but I'd rather people who are trained in it be the ones looking into it. Do we really want to trust a dean of discipline at a college whose worst crime he's actually trained to deal with is drunken college students?
And honestly, I want rapists in prison.
Investigating this.
I want rapists in prison. I want them to go to prison. I don't want them to I don't want them to just, you have to move schools. Big fucking deal. If you actually raped somebody, you should go to prison.
Exactly. Well, action had to happen. Something like this had to happen because you may or may not know this, but the male attendees in college is at the lowest it's been ever. I mean, guys are just they're literally too scared to go to colleges because they know friends who have been, kicked out and have their lives ruined by this system and these kangaroo courts and all that. And we have actual guys who actually have been raped in colleges and they don't necessarily get believed.
Isn't it because, the reason why it's so low is because men in general tend to not go to college and women tend to apply more to colleges?
In the younger generation, yes.
I think it also depends on what the courses are. If we're talking about like STEM fields and whatnot, guys are more likely to attend those. While women are more likely to go into the arts.
There's less men in college now than there was 10 years ago.
Yeah, overall.
On them not going because they're scared of being accused of rape. Like, I'd have to see some kind of study.
There's no way to prove that.
There's no way to prove it.
It's just speculation.
Well, I mean,
there's a lot of factors into play.
Speculation.
Most of what you can see is probably from surveys and stuff. Like, I have talked to guys there's lots of colleges here, and a lot of them are too scared to go. They're just too scared to go. And then
I'd say it's also a money thing too.
Well, that's
these days, there's a lot more scholarships and grants, all basically pushed towards women. So for a guy, some guys who may come from poorer families are looking at going, there's no way I'm getting scholarships unless I play sports. And so it's no way I'm getting scholarships. There's no way I'm getting a lot of grants. So why put myself in debt when I could? And they're starting to think a lot more practical, because look at the fact of technical schools still have a high male attendance. They're starting to look towards things that will get them jobs, because college has become not feasible.
A lot of companies are doing sponsorships too, where they'll do on-site training type stuff, especially in trades.
Yeah.
It's cheaper than going to school. You get sponsored by a company. The only problem is you don't get a degree, so you can't work outside of the company that trains you, basically.
No, you can get certification. Does travel?
It depends. If you sign a contract, like I know this because Master Anonymous used to work for Walmart, and they trained him on forklifts, scissor lifts, all kinds of equipment. But his tickets were not valid outside of Walmart.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
I've heard that before too. I used to do a little bit of work in that field, and yeah,
I guess I only know it because my brother at one point was talking about getting certified for being a mechanic, and that certification travels no matter where you go.
yeah, it depends though.
Well-
If you sign a contract that says like I will work for your business for 5 years with the certifications you give me. If you leave before that, your certifications don't travel.
But if
Well,
you leave after that, then it travels.
It
also-
wants to protect the investor, right? It's to protect the employer from putting all that money into your training and having you fuck off with it somewhere else.
yeah. Well, and also, I mean, it does tend to depend on where you are, because work tickets in, let's say, the United States differ from the ones here in Canada.
Oh yeah, Mexican mechanics can't work in Canada.
Yeah,
They have to
to
get
be honest, I don't think I
recertified.
want them here.
Well, no, I'm talking like Ford trained mechanics in Mexico.
Oh,
They
okay,
work for Ford. They can't come to Canada. They have to go back to school,
right.
which is just fucking stupid because I'm pretty sure Fords are the same down there as they are up here.
I certainly hope so.
We actually I actually had a what did he do? Some kind of he had a doctorate in Mexico, and he came up here, and he was working in construction for me.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
And it's
Right.
not like the training is any much different down there than it is up here.
Yeah, I'd have to disagree there. Some countries,
Some countries, yes.
education's got to be, maybe not specifically Mexico,
No.
but some countries, there's a reason we don't accept their degrees as.
Oh yeah, for sure, because they're not. But country like the States, if they come up here, it travels. But Mexico, it doesn't.
I'd say even Mexico to a degree.
I'd say
they're-
that they'd need to take at least a refresher to learn all the English words for everything. But it's all basically
maybe
the same.
something like that.
Yeah, it's all
I'd
basically
say
the same.
They're and I could be wildly wrong, but every Mexican doctor I've ever met has been entirely competent.
Yeah.
It seems like maybe they teach it right.
Yeah, they do. It's very comparable. Like Mexico's poor, but they're not uneducated.
And I mean, like countries like say England, Wales, the UK.
Yeah.
I assume they probably have the same issue. They need to come over and re-educate.
No.
And again, no.
No. Canada, all the Commonwealth countries can just kind of free change. Yeah.
Right. I forgot about that part.
There might be some middle European countries where if English isn't the first language, they'd have to take what I was saying, similar refresher, where they have to learn all the English terms for everything.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically if you're gonna be a doctor in England, please speak
learn
English.
learn the language. But Mexico, it's a complete. You have to take school. You have to go to school all over again. You have to do your 8 years all over again.
And that's ridiculous.
It's a little fucked up, yeah. But they'll
Whereas
come up here
a
anyway.
country like maybe, like say India, I could understand.
Well, yeah, exactly. But they come up here anyways because you are actually guaranteed a better life up here working for minimum wage than you are down there being a doctor.
Yeah.
It's true. I help a lot of them get up here, so.
And now we're talking about like migrants.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's hard.
Look, I got
hard.
What's your stance on immigration?
That's all right. Could be worse. It's got some pros. It's got some cons.
You know,
No strong feelings in that direction.
That's the thing. I don't know, man. Like, it's just, I feel like on YouTube, always trying to like adjudicate or work out these like ridiculously complicated subjects, and sometimes I just feel lazy, and I'm just like, I don't fucking know.
I have a bit of
Whatever.
a unique
To be fair, none of us are smart enough to actually figure it out.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm a business owner who helps immigrants get into Canada.
You also have a
Okay,
mohawk.
so you know, go.
So
Just
I do. I have an interesting perspective on immigration because of it.
figure it all out. Tell
Like-
us what it is.
Well, nobody wants to do what I do. Nobody wants to do the work I do.
What
But
do
I
you do
have
exactly?
to go through the immigration process. I have to offer the job to Canadians first for X amount of time. I have to show that I've offered the work to Canadians, cannot fill the positions, and then I'm allowed to bring immigrants here to do it.
Right. So you
It
bring
is-
immigrants to Canada,
Yes.
and is that a good thing, or is that
Oh,
like
it's great.
genocide?
It's great, but it's also a little different than the refugee status. Like it's a lot different than refugee status, as an example. It's really easy to get refugee status.
But do you ever feel like you're bringing in like dodgy people at all?
Sometimes, but not very
You do.
often. Most of the people I bring in, because it's a small business, I know most of them.
Yeah.
Like they're
You're
they're
the problem.
Yeah, they're friends. They're friends of people that already work for me, or they're family of people that already work for me. They come up. They have to stay employed with me for a year, and usually in that year they'll either apply for permanent residency or they go back after their visa's up.
And how would you feel if some right-wing government came in and shut down immigration and shut it all down?
Like shut down all immigration?
Just like, you know,
Or
most
made
of
it really hard, because it's already really hard.
Is it?
It's really hard. It is super hard to immigrate to Canada that
Yeah.
way, unless you apply for refugee status.
I suppose it varies on what type of area you're fleeing from.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I mean. Refugee status is a lot easier to get from certain countries, but we also follow England's lead. So they're on orange alert from like 7 or 8 countries. It's next to impossible to get to Canada from those countries.
Well, like we're currently undergoing an election, and both of the parties involved want to reduce immigration by like 30 to 40,000. So there's no like choice for anybody who doesn't want to see immigration reduced, unless you vote for the Greens, I suppose, and they're like a third party. Because,
Yeah, unless
immigration being difficult is actually better for everybody. I guess it's a pain in the ass, but it guarantees that the people that are here actually want to be here.
Well, the Labour Party here has been arguing that we don't have the infrastructure and that we're running out of space because we're a small country and we've got too many people coming in.
It could also be true. I mean, Canada's massive, right? We got a lot of space.
But I'm really not sure how I feel about that, because, I mean, I don't know if the solution is cutting immigration or just changing the way that we provide resources and the way that we, you
can't make more space.
Provide housing.
I think more space. I mean, do you want to live in Japan? Have you seen Tokyo? Have you been to Tokyo? Where there's that many people crammed.
But the only reason Tokyo is so big right now is because the rest of the country is draining.
Well, this is kind of what I mean. There has to be a balance.
Yeah, like as the country starts to drain, it drives people towards the larger cities, and then like smaller towns die.
I don't have any issues, as an example, with Canada requiring me to offer these jobs to Canadians first. Like that's the way it should be. You don't want unemployment or like large amounts of unemployed people that are native to whatever country you live in.
Do you find that you've got a bunch of jobs that like Canadians don't want to do, or not really?
Yeah, I do. That's why I bring in refugees. That's why I bring in immigrants.
Yeah,
right. Because that's one of the major problems in America, right? In the southern border and all the farming and
our berry picking fields are full of immigrants because Canadians don't want to do it, but the farms are still there. They're required exactly the same way to provide those jobs to Canadians first.
I find that so funny though when people are like, they're taking our jobs, and they're like,
they don't want them.
We've got a job here for you. I don't want to do that.
Exactly. It's true, but like I don't know how immigration works in the U.S., but if they wanted to implement something like that, anybody that bitches and moans about all these immigrants coming and taking our jobs is because you don't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think one of the things that we have here in Canada is we also have that migrant program where we bring people in to work for a certain amount of time and then they go back home. and it's a
Well,
very
yeah, that's what I use.
yeah. Well, I mean, but it's also a limited program. But they also the people we bring in, we don't pay them as much as we would average Canadians. Didn't we raise our minimum wage again? Isn't it like $15 an hour?
They're thinking about raising it in BC. I don't know about everywhere else.
Okay, well, I heard something about that, and so of course, if you're an employer and you hear about that, obviously, if you can get away with paying someone cheaper, which is what the migrant program is, it's a lot easier to do.
Well, yeah, there's actually a really big issue with construction with that, is people paying under the table for a lot less to people who are here illegally.
Quick question, like, what is the minimum wage in Canada?
It's different in every province. I think it's $10.25 in BC right now. I think so.
Yeah, and certain parts are talking about going up to 15.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
BC's thinking about going up to 15.
In response to that, I mean, certain people, like I think Walmart already went through a mass. They just sort of fired a bunch of their workers because it's like, well, we can't afford to pay them $15 an hour. So
Walmart does really shady shit to pay people less too, though.
Well, Walmart is good in that it's a good indicator of what the market will probably do in advance because they're the first to jump. They're the first to jump the gun.
They're shady fuck.
Yeah, they're shady fucks, but they're also kind of like a canary in the coal mine because, like you say, oh yeah, I'm making $15 an hour, and then Walmart immediately fires like almost half their employees.
Well, like as
take
an
that
example,
for what you will.
They make sure that you only work a certain amount of hours, so they don't have to technically pay you as a full-time employee.
Exactly.
They'll work you one less hour a week, so they don't have to give you whatever benefits full-time employees get.
Exactly. That's one of the other shady tactics, but there again.
But those are really big businesses, and when they make laws like this, they tend to only think about those big businesses, and they don't think about small businesses like me. I've only got about 20 employees.
Mm-hmm.
So that 15 an hour would be a huge,
it's massive, but I still have all the work. I still have to do it, and they don't want to pay us as a business anymore. I think we've only raised our rates 2 or 3 times in the 25 years this business has been open.
Mm-hmm.
And minimum wage has gone up about $4 since we started.
Well, and I was going to say, like in some of the other migrant programs we have here, particularly in cities, is I see that a lot of people like working in, let's say, like places like McDonald's and Subway, and it's a little weird because I remember like growing up, there weren't nearly this many people of different ethnicities, and it has been affecting things like kids getting a summer job and learning an experience and learning about work. Kids don't have that anymore. I mean, the average like teenager come summertime who actually gets a job, it's virtually none. Because
McDonald's still hires a lot of youth, and so does Starbucks. That's like their big thing.
Yeah, because they've always been good for that. I mean, good. I'll use in air quotes.
Air quotes.
But air quotes. You can't see them, but I'm doing them super hard right now.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a good experience because you learn about the business, you learn the value of hard work, and when you go back to school, you're gonna have a bunch of things like like MP3 players and new clothes and stuff that you bought with your own money. I mean, when I was younger and I see a kid when I was going to high school, and I see kids with that kind of stuff, I'm like, oh, that's good. I mean, I've always wanted to get one of those, an MP3 player and an iPod. Yeah. But I mean, there again, the options for employment was just not there.
I think minimum wage is something that should definitely depend entirely on where you live.
Yeah, like I know for the most part, like in most of our states, it's $7 per hour. But then there's other states that's like, I think in Seattle it's like $15 an hour.
Yeah,
and also in California.
Yeah, like cost of living is really expensive. I know in the Lower Mainland, like around Vancouver, it's insane to live there. It's so expensive.
Well, I'm looking up. Our minimum wage is $15.75, but that's New Zealand dollars. So
it's like $2 an hour.
Yeah, well, what's that in real money?
Hey, we don't have real money either. We have fucking monopoly money.
Yeah, you have Canadian money.
Aren't you? I'm very curious.
$15.75.
But as an example, if they were going to raise the minimum wage, in BC, they should raise the minimum wage in like people who are employed in a certain radius of Vancouver and people who are employed in a certain radius to Prince George. The cost of living in both of those cities is way different.
So our minimum wage is $11.43 US.
Oh, it's more than ours.
What was the
Ours
rates
here
there?
in
Like Tyler
Ontario.
said,
10.25, I think.
it's 7 in some places.
Yeah, but like Fad was just showing me, she lives in somewhere in Texas, and the houses there are only $19,000 on land. Like detached small ranchers are $19,000. I know in the Lower Mainland, I think the average house goes for, like, a tiny apartment goes for $250,000.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Yeah. That's why I'm saying, like, minimum wage being higher in places like that makes a lot of sense, because cost of living, if cost of living sucks up 80% of your wage, you're not going to be eating.
Well, of course, we already stated the problem with that is that the employers are going to cut down your hours. So what's the point?
It's because they raise it everywhere instead of just where it needs to be raised. As an example, they'd have a real hard time laying off 20 people at Walmart in the Lower Mainland because there's so many fucking people. They'd be understaffed. They can cut it all over the place to make up for it.
Mm-hmm.
Or ultimately, I guess the other thing they could do is probably raise the prices of their goods.
Well, yeah, that too.
Which also doesn't benefit anyone.
No, it doesn't. But that's what I'm saying. If you did it, they do it too big. Like, all of BC is not as expensive as Vancouver.
Absolutely.
Minimum wage doesn't need to be $15 in Smithers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I understand the point. Like, around me, my rent is $500 a month. So and I rent a house from my mother-in-law, so pretty good deal. But at the same point, the cost of living in the town I'm in is nothing compared to the next major city that's by me, which is Minneapolis, which is fuck off for taxes and cost of living. But if you raise minimum wage across the board, there's already a large amount of people in my area that are unemployed because there are no jobs here. So if you raise minimum wage to a ridiculously high amount, then there'd be less jobs. Because around here, where I live, it's a lot of family-owned businesses. It's not a lot of corporations.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Yeah, and then there's always the housing problems with, like, if you rent someplace, the rent will go up, and yeah. I mean, you're fortunate if you're living with family.
We'd all like to make more money, but sometimes it's not feasible to force people to give you more money.
Yeah.
The only purpose of minimum wage is to make sure the bare minimum of living costs are paid for. That's it.
Exactly, and I'd like to think in most places you don't need fucking 15 an hour to meet.
No.
Yeah, not at a fucking McDonald's.
I mean,
I just feel that, like, America is so far from being, particularly socialized that before you worry about anything, you've got to deal with healthcare and a variety of other issues.
Healthcare, you have to worry about car insurance, all your bills.
Yeah.
That's one reason I'll never move to the States, is I really like not either dying or going broke if I get sick.
Well, it's not necessarily, you don't necessarily have to go broke. A lot of states around here have what's called Medicaid, which is through the state, and you can sign up and be on a state-run insurance program. I know, I've had to be on one for several years. So you don't necessarily go broke, with medical bills, unless you just choose to be uninsured altogether. But also, they've already done a lot of research into that, and a lot of the people who choose to be uninsured are like college kids who go, "Fuck it, I never get sick. I'll buy insurance when I get a job."
And then, they get sick and die and never get that job.
Some others are perfectly fine, get a job, and that's when they get insurance.
Did you guys? This is kind of unrelated, but did you see that Pizza Hut letter that they put up?
Yes, Jesus Christ.
Storm, whatever. I know a lot of like anarchist
Little
people, and they
bastard.
were all like, "This is why capitalism is evil."
What did I miss?
Oh, they just put up this letter that said like, you can't be off work 24 hours without 24 hours notice or whatever, and you have to come straight back to work. And it was basically just like preventing the employees from escaping because they have to stay around so they can start working at Pizza Hut.
Yeah,
right
the
away.
points on there were you can miss up to one shift basically before fleeing. And you need to be back within 3 days.
What?
Yeah, like if 24 hours
Wait,
notice
what?
before your shift if you have to flee, you have to give us like 24 hours notice or something. You can't just leave, and then if you do leave, then you'll be disciplined if you don't tell us or whatever. It's just like, Jesus
Was
Christ.
this a letter okay, for context, was this a letter for like where the hurricanes are hitting?
Yeah.
Yeah, this was
Okay.
Okay. I was
Oh my
very
goodness,
confused.
you need to bring us a note from the hurricane saying that you can't come into work tomorrow.
To be fair, okay,
Hey, cunts, here's a picture of my wrecked house. I'm leaving.
I can get on board with the, hey, if you're fleeing and you know 24 hours ahead of time, can you please tell us? But that seems more like a professional.
No, that point
I have a job.
where you can only leave 24 hours beforehand.
Can you imagine?
It specifically said in there you can't leave Friday if the storm's on Tuesday.
What?
Can you
Oh, yeah, and
imagine?
it also
That's
says-
bullshit.
It says you need to be back at work right away so that we can provide pizza to the community.
My dudes. Can you?
Yeah, they said they had a duty to serve the community.
Okay.
That was their reasoning. For why.
Somebody needs to go
Emergency
and
pizza,
loot the
like-
fuck out of that Pizza Hut.
We still charge for it, of course. But
Well, to be
The
Are
people
they,
fair,
need
are they
the
making
pizza.
free food
It would-
for the community, or?
Can you
No.
imagine Can you imagine what the boss would be like? It's like, oh, thanks for coming into work. Oh, no problem. I mean, the house is crashing in on my family, but hey, at least I made it to my shift.
Yeah, my kid's gonna die, but at least I won't lose my job.
no,
Asshole.
that's a fuck you. That's a fuck you. We're getting out of town.
You know what? Somebody needs to show up to work with like their entire family.
Yes.
I had to be here, so I just brought them all with me. Here's my dog. Can I sit him on the pizza dough? He'd be real happy about it.
Just let him
Also-
swim around in the sauce.
Also, that seems like a manager thing, not a Pizza Hut.
Oh yeah, of
Corporation
course it is. People don't understand like franchises.
also, just kind
Because
of like
that
assuming
manager
it's
is
real.
a dickhead.
Oh yeah, it was one specific guy.
Yeah, that manager's a dickhead. It's
Yeah.
not Pizza Hut's fault. Like,
Pizza
Yeah, no,
Hut
so
has a.
people
Go ahead.
people making some broad claims like this is the problem with capitalism.
oh fuck off.
No, it's one dick manager. 'Cause
Yes.
I can list like. I'm sure there's a dozen corporations that once the hurricane has really died down in the aftermath wouldn't have a problem giving out free food. Going, look,
Just not that guy.
just
No.
not that one manager. Everyone else
Yeah.
would be like, oh, hey, yeah, we'll hand out free sandwiches. Oh, we'll give out free burgers. Yeah, well, let's feed everyone. They'd be the first to jump in because it's good PR for their company.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and
it's
also,
one of those
to
things.
some degree, maybe they're also good people. I mean,
Well, it's twofold.
maybe give them some credit, but yeah, they're
Twofold, yeah, they
Really,
probably do.
though.
Twofold, they probably really do care about their community. But there's also the incentive of you're making your corporation that you're franchising from look amazingly better in that area.
oh yeah, definitely. There are definite benefits to doing shit like that.
So it's a win-win. The corporation's happy, and probably the people who are franchising are happy because they can, help their communities
They're
out.
helping their friends and shit survive.
Yeah,
That's what I was getting at. Like, people don't understand when a business franchises, if you go to a store and they're homophobic pieces of shit, as an example, that's the manager of that particular franchise and not the franchise as a whole.
Yeah, do not blame.
It's that one store with a dickhead for a manager, and if you tell the corporate head office, they're probably going to be really pissed off about it.
Exactly. You don't need to boycott the fucking chain. Just
just that one store. Just don't go to that one store. It's fine.
Yeah, there's probably
Not
also
even that. If someone's blatantly racist to you, call above their head.
yeah.
Guaranteed the people above them are going to be pissed.
Yeah, call the
Because,
regional.
again, that's terrible PR.
Yeah, call the regional manager because there's regional managers that are above the managers' heads. You tell the regional manager, oh, that manager is fucked.
They'll kick them out, and then they'll hire another manager.
Exactly. Like
McDonald's didn't do nothing.
but I can guarantee you, we will see some people wanting to boycott Pizza Hut because of this.
It's so stupid boycotting Pizza Hut in your area because there's one dickhead from one franchise somewhere.
Yeah, who doesn't
And
really...
worse, like Tim said, we're getting those people who are like, oh, this is proof capitalism's evil.
Yeah. And the other big problem is a lot of reasons that restaurants will give out free food after, like, say, a tornado or a hurricane or whatever, is because if they don't have power, if they say just got their power back, sometimes they have to use up that product quicker than they can sell it. So it's just easier to just give the food away.
Exactly.
So they don't
It's got powder in here.
Yeah,
It's
a lot less hairy.
I passed out after work and I just woke up. So
You sound like it.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Let us see what you look like.
I'm outside right now. There's not enough light for you.
It's so long since I've seen.
It's I stepped outside for a smoke and checked my phone and saw the invite. So I'm outside. It's too dark. You wouldn't be able to see me.
Well, when you go inside, take your shirt off and turn your camera on.
Otherwise,
You can't afford my rates for that. Also, how's it going, Tyler?
Great.
Awesome, man.
You sound wasted.
He does.
I just woke up.
Oh, and your voice cracks. You go backwards through puberty when you get up?
I just woke up.
You guys are being so mean to me.
I can't pick on you when you're sleepy. I feel guilty.
Oh, come on, Anand. Search your feelings. You can't.
I have too many feelings. That's the problem.
You're a woman. You can't help it.
Is that why you shave the side of your head to make more room for feelings?
I do. My hair gets in the way.
Don't you have to have a soul to have feelings?
I eat a lot of them.
Fair. So you have a lot of feelings that you didn't know that you were gonna get when you.
You know what it is? I'm a fucking glutton, and I've consumed too many souls, so now I feel too much.
Oh.
I'm fat with feelings.
Feelings. And that's all I'm gonna do with that song.
I was gonna say.
I'm disappointed nobody else didn't show up because I wanted to ask him if he had a large penis, and now I'm not gonna get the chance.
See, I kind of wanted to shit on his day with the whole boy who cried feminism thing with Game of Thrones.
Wait,
I didn't see that.
What?
He did a video about Game of Thrones where he talked about how it's all feministy now, and I was kind of like, I don't see that.
No.
Georgie
No.
Boys had the story written forever. They know the ending.
Well,
Are we worried about spoilers? Or no?
Go ahead.
Wait. Prefix. Has everybody watched the season finales?
Yes.
I haven't seen Games of Thrones, so.
Do you care?
What?
Do you care, Tyler?
I don't care. I never watched it.
All right,
so.
chat. There's probably going to be spoilers from the last couple episodes of Game of Thrones, so
He's just going his own
bye.
way. I can just put it in code. Like in the second episode when that dude killed all those women, that wasn't very feminist.
Do you do realize that everybody dies? So that's going to be really hard to figure out.
Yeah, but the dude killed.
You either win or you die.
And then
there's a
poisoned
lot
to
of
death, and then another woman died. It's like all these women are dying. Like, how's this feminist?
there's a lot of rape in Game of Thrones. There's a lot of incest. There's a lot of violence.
I think
and it's pretty non-gender exclusive.
Yeah.
I think it's
I'm
just like
pretty sure-
anytime a woman dies, that's like fair-minded. But whenever a woman has some success, that's this fucking feminism being disgusting.
If it's
see, that's why I wanted to call BS. I wanted to call BS on no BS because he's just like he points out like several of the bad things that happen to male characters. I was kind of like, okay, Danny's raped like 6 or 7 different times by 3 different guys. Just
and
off the
4
top
major
of my
female
head.
characters died at the start of season 8. So
Well, guys, you have to remember that if a woman is oppressed, that's a good thing for feminism.
Here's the
Then
thing.
they can say they were victims.
Unless every male character suddenly becomes a bumbling buffoon and the only success anyone gets is by a woman, then maybe you have a point. But seriously, John's banging Danny now, so shut up.
Yeah, Jon Snow is my answer to that. It's like there's no. Yeah, some of the guys were stupid. I think Littlefinger's pressed a little too hard on his influence on Sansa.
Oh, he tried. He tried so hard.
He tried.
Here's the thing is,
I loved that. That was like my favorite part of the last.
Like there were people that complained about how he died.
Oh, fuck off!
Like Tim, you had some thoughts. I saw your video.
me, yeah.
I
what do you
personally
mean?
think that you see the thing is his game doesn't work with someone like Arya who kills people recreationally. That's the thing is he always avoided people like that. You notice how he never tried to manipulate the Hound or the Mountain because he knew better. Like he found himself in a position where he wasn't prepared. Is what I think is why he died the way he did.
I still love I loved the look on his face when Bran said exactly what he whispered to Ned Stark, and he was just like, "How the fuck do you know that?"
Like I think that's what
I
kind of threw
enjoyed
him
his
off
begging.
is like he suddenly realized that he didn't have anyone left he could play. And I think
It's
that's
his
why he was
fault.
kind of like where he was at.
No, I thought it was kind of like he was doing all these elaborate plans for like 6 seasons, and then he just stopped having plans. He just gave up. He's
Well,
like,
it's 'cause
I mean,
he did.
done with
seemed
having
like
plans.
all of his plans kind of
one
like he got tunnel
backfired.
vision. All of his plans focused on
stand around
Sansa.
for 2
No.
After from the Battle of the Bastards on, all of his plans focused on manipulating Sansa.
Well, yeah, he wanted.
And
Sansa.
when Arya came back, then
lost
everything
control.
got monkey wrenched. Well,
Maybe
like,
that was
like
just the
Brandon
end of his plan.
Brandon
It's like-
coming back was where he realized he was losing control. So he tries to
Maybe-
manipulate Brandon, and then Sansa comes. I mean,
Then Arya
Arya
comes back.
comes back, and it just all goes to shit.
I think he just sucked at the game and was like, okay, I'll save him at the Battle of the Bastards, and then randomly I'll just be on the Iron Throne. And
no, he
for some
he
reason.
wanted
And
Sansa.
that's the end of my plan.
No,
That's
no,
the
I
end
think
of
his
my-
plan
he
was
wanted
to.
Sansa at that point.
I think
He
his
wants
plan,
Sansa to
honestly.
marry him.
I think
I
the
think what
writers
it-
just ran out of stuff to write.
No, it's
I
part of
mean,
the thing.
It's all George's
I
story.
mean,
We'll be able to see if, like,
Possible.
maybe Garrett Martin will make him die in a more fun way.
I feel
I
we
mean, it's
need to point.
possible that Dan and what's his face kind of fumbled it.
Rat,
It is
shut the fuck
possible.
up and
Yeah.
let the nerd talk.
I was going to say,
Kinda
like,
nerd.
this season was also the most unique in that it was the most, the most that they've ever gone away from the books, just because they kind of ran out of books to reference from.
Well, yeah. Also,
Right.
George is telling them the whole story. They know it.
Yeah,
Whatever
they don't have to-
They
whatever the
have an
end-
outline. They don't have the fleshed out story. They're
don't know if it's
fleshing
the whole
out
story.
the outline
Yeah,
he
they
has.
have the ending. He's given them the ending in case he dies before he finishes writing the books.
Chat's getting angry that we're talking about this.
Yeah,
fucking
me
leave.
too.
Well, that's too bad for chat.
Something less annoying.
Should we go back to talk?
What?
Wrath, how's your love life doing?
None of your business.
That's boring. That's way worse than
that's
Game of
that's
Thrones.
nice.
Or at least someone's getting laid.
Hey,
should we-
I don't have any problems. I'm pretty sure Ren doesn't either.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody
I think,
earlier said, "Is Tyler getting any veg yet?" I know Tim isn't.
are you?
Come on, guys.
Tyler.
All right, let's grill the guest.
Is that a thing with Tyler, like whether he's having sex? The people care about.
We
that.
only care about what sex people are having. Face it. It's that's all anybody cares about.
Well, yeah, I was gonna
we-
say,
we-
bullying for
we're-
soup is right. High school never ends.
If you're banging a YouTuber, even more interesting.
Yeah. Well,
Wait, are
like,
you the one that's banging Kisara Vera, or am I racist?
Do you guys know Bunty King at all? He's always like, it's quite fascinating. He's always talking about what he's up to. He's like, hey,
I
just got
love
back.
Bunty.
So he's like, just got back from eating chocolate cake. It's no big deal. Like with some friends, we had some ice cream. Anyways, I just want to make a comment. Or he's like, I just smoked some weed. I'm gonna go get stoned after this with my friends. No big deal. Anyways, just gonna make a comment. And he always updates on what he's doing at that moment.
He loves his followers. He's always chatting with everybody.
Fantastic. He's such an awesome guy.
So he smokes weed. He likes chocolate ice cream. What else?
Like
he likes to take videos of himself on the toilet.
One of them, he was on a date. He was like, it's no big deal. I'm just going on a date after this. Anyways, I'm just going to make a comment on, I don't know, whatever.
I think Tyler hasn't answered the question asked of him yet.
Yeah, that's true. Tyler.
I'm not going to answer that question.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know it was prickly subject.
We tried to deflect and they didn't let us. I apologize.
No, it's just I was wondering if that was a thing. Like for some reason, like people talk about Tyler's sex life.
We talk about everybody's sex life.
Yeah. Yeah, I probably wouldn't give any answer.
Our fans are pieces of shit, Tim. You should have learned this last time.
Yeah. Or the time before, or perhaps the time before.
True.
You've had many chances at this point.
Yeah, and Bunty had a stream which is just him sleeping, which was quite interesting because it's kind of like
more views than our stream that night did.
Andy
There were more people actively watching him sleep than there were watching our stream.
I'm still very upset.
If we would have had Roy humping the mattress again, we might have competed.
Nobody's made a gif of that yet. I'm so mad.
Hey, how expensive would it be, my dudes?
Actually, I can now.
Guys, Samaj has a question.
How expensive would it be to purchase a night vision camera, and can we send it off to Schmeckel and watch him sleep?
I don't want to see
that.
I would definitely.
He probably sleeps in the nude. I'm pretty sure nobody wants to.
Wait, isn't Crazy Hair Canadian? We could just invite her over to his house and she'll accidentally record him.
Oh, no, not her again. Don't bring her up. She's just...
Man, I actually had it out with her on Twitter a little while ago. So.
Well, I got a message from her recently.
Oh, Lord.
Really?
And actually, I've been meaning to make a statement to kind of
publicly ignore that.
No, I need to clear the air, as it were. Apparently, at some point, either I or somebody related to the cunt stream has said that we advocate against Crazy Hair's right to be on the internet.
What?
Or on YouTube.
No.
Whoa. No. We said that it was a bad idea for her to be on the internet.
She apparently heard this from some of my supporters.
Maybe I should unblock her.
Wait, how recently was this? Because maybe this was right after I had a row with her because I brought the cunt stream up.
Maybe 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
week and a half, 2 weeks.
That sounds about right.
Oh, so it was you and not?
It's my fault. I actually didn't say that. I didn't say anything about her not being on the internet.
But no,
I just wanted to stay the fuck away from
you. You didn't. Like, you're not the main one.
Multiple people. And that they linked to the streams.
Okay. In all fairness,
you're roboting really bad.
The last time I remember interacting with her, I told her that maybe her posting good for her and that she should either shut the fuck up or
we're missing it like every couple
in
of
and out.
You need to refresh.
I unblocked her just now.
Oh, that should be fun.
Her on block for quite a while.
Honestly, she's a doxer, like for sure. She wants people's information so she can
wait. She's a doxer.
Oh yeah. I know you don't remember a lot of that stream that you were on because you're always fucking wasted.
I think I was fairly sober that night.
Were you? Do you remember how much she was shaming?
Wait. I started the stream. The stream started with the name Schmeckel's Harem. I was not sober.
Yeah, that stream started with me and a couple others.
You guys see me better now?
You had a harem for the night until some men joined in.
better for you?
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Yeah,
What's
Monday Madden?
Oh,
A bunch of people.
He
Tim.
doxed someone? How do you mean?
No, Tim.
But yeah. Who did she dox?
She
I don't remember
insisted
that.
on using Vern's full name over and over again. Now,
Yeah, which
apparently
is weird.
his first name is out there. Like,
Yeah, I know his name.
yeah, apparently his first name is out there, and I didn't know that. But she used his full name a couple of times, like first and last name. It's still up too, but I'm sure.
Yeah, I know it's still up. It was my stream.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. I don't think he obviously doesn't care that much about it, but she insisted on using his full name, like first and last name, and then she was chomping at the bit to get Failure's name, like shaming him into telling him.
I remember that. She kept
that put me off huge.
You went by Failure, and I didn't want to call you Failure because that's weird.
You're a
It's
weirdo.
like everybody called.
Well, she's weird. I don't know what
Well, this
tree
is
she's working on.
No, I don't want to bring up. I don't want to bring up all that shit again. I
Anyway,
just want
It's a major red flag when somebody like demands someone's name like that.
the fuck up and on, and let me finish setting the record straight, clearing the air.
Go.
Well, I was gonna say what I had told her the last time we
Shut the
talked.
fuck up. I'm directly addressing Crazy Hair. Crazy Hair. You can be on the internet all you'd like, and we at the Cunt Stream do not advocate against that. We think that you have the right to be here and do whatever you'd like.
Are you like reading from a pre-prepared statement or something? That's what it sounds like.
You think he prepares things?
Like he's got a statement all printed out and everything.
Did you
It's
respond
official.
to that message?
No. He doesn't read.
Yeah. I asked her who the fuck my supporters were because I wasn't aware I had supporters or needed them. I thought I had viewers, maybe even fans. Supporters is a little far.
Did she answer you?
Yeah, basically
Is that
with yeah, what she said. It was something along the like. I asked her. I said 2 things. Next time, if you hear this shit, come to me right away. And 2, tell whoever my supporters are 2 things. To do the same, come to me if they think something like this. Second, that I don't need or want supporters.
No. I don't mind supporters, but if you're gonna call yourself my supporter, you better be giving me money.
You want to support me financially? All power to you.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, that's what I'm saying is if you want to call yourself my supporter, then put your money where your mouth is, literally.
Exactly. Even better, put your money where my mouth is. I haven't eaten in so long.
Well, if you'd stop buying all that booze, you'd probably be better off.
There is a chance that might be accurate.
Just put out videos. I support you on Patreon.
It's true. Every time I make a video, I get money from Ren.
That's
that
you get boob money.
When he's drunk. What?
I think that's her. I think that might be her way of telling you that you're cute.
No, I have an Igor.
This is what Tyler.
Igor is the one that thinks that he's cute.
That makes a lot of
Igor
sense.
thinks you're cute.
Is that what you're trying to tell me, Anon? I'm looking right at you. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Do not look at me.
But,
Don't make
but you
eye
have that
contact.
eye.
Yeah, I know. The other one's glass,
beautiful
Raph.
eye.
It's made of glass. I have a glass eye. Remember?
Oh, right, you do. I forgot about that.
Giggity.
Tim would like it only hurts for a minute.
That just means that I can use it as a pleasure enhancement.
Okay, it's not a
you
fuck
pop it
hole.
out, that's another hole.
No, I was going to use the eye itself, not the hole.
That'd be interesting.
Oh, yeah, it's like an overly large anal bead.
I love that on this stream I now have a glass eye. I used to have a penis. And,
Yeah, then they cut it off with the cancer.
They
It was
did.
nice of them.
So,
It was,
so
I got
what
a
we're
free
saying
sex
is
change.
that she's a cancer pirate.
I haven't told anybody this, but yesterday I went to the doctor to get the results for the last test I had to go for, and I am all clear.
Oh,
Hey!
congratulations! Oh, great!
You said that like 6 months ago. I was already done.
No,
I already thought.
I didn't go to that. I didn't go. Remember, they had to cancel it and reschedule.
Right. Well, I forgot and just thought you were fine.
Well, I
And
am,
it took
so
6
it's okay.
months to reschedule. Go free healthcare. I mean, what?
It didn't though. I could have gotten in like right away, but
Yeah, you're forgetting she works like 7 days a week and like 62 hours a day.
yeah.
She runs her business. She sometimes works more than 24-hour stretches because she's a stupid person.
Hey! I've only done one 32-hour shift, and I lived on Red Bull. It was fine.
It's pretty awesome, though. Congratulations.
Thank you.
No, according to her, her
Cancer.
mom's done worse.
Oh my God, no! She hasn't done. The 32-hour shift was the worst we both did.
No, you both did that.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm probably gonna just get going. No, didn't show up, and I'm.
And he hates us.
Yeah, I'm gonna go too myself.
My brain
was
is
great
quite
meeting you,
slow
Tyler.
today.
Yeah, it was good having both of you on.
This is a
I'm
good
kinda-
stream for slow brain, though.
I'm kind of hungover, and I don't feel like thinking. So it's like you're talking about complicated subjects, and I'm just like.
Oh, you're all right, man.
Wait,
if you want
what?
to stick around, the next topic is shapes and colors.
Complicated
Shapes and
subjects.
colors.
Like,
Friend's
gonna
gonna
say,
color
um,
one boob red and one boob blue, just
I was
for...
gonna say Schmeckel's favorite color is still shiny.
I feel like there's a lot of nuance to the boob thing.
Shiny's everyone's favorite color.
Whee!
And now, if I would do anything, I'd require someone donating to my PayPal, and I do have. Damn, it's the camera. Electrical tape.
Wait, is there a PayPal price set for coloring them?
That would be higher because that would require latex paint because, well, that actually comes off and doesn't.
Wait, you look like you're
No,
fairly
you get the
sure.
washable finger
Get
paint.
painted entirely blue.
What?
I think
How
I have
much
to
do you
learn
get
more
paid
about
for
paint to
entirely
comment.
blue?
So I
You
don't
just
know.
have a mystique fetish, Schneckle. Shut up.
That would be at least.
I was talking about fucking Smurfette.
That would be $70.
You know,
Because the amount it would cost me in
$70.
latex paint would be.
just get finger
Hey,
paint.
this guy in the chat says something that I think is true. He's like, see, stop hanging out with Michael Rollins and Christy Winters and people will like and respect you more. I do get that sense, like, that because people don't like them for whatever reason, like, I get given a lot of shit just for, like, knowing them, you know? It's kind of weird.
No, we had Michael on the other day, very briefly.
Yeah.
But he seemed willing to talk and stuff.
Yeah.
Don't guilt by association, people. Fuck. It's
No, that too. But I mean, Michael Rollins, I might have misjudged.
Well, sometimes I feel like people are trying to pressure me to have the same opinion of these people as they do, when I just have my own personal opinion.
Yeah,
about
but
that.
it's
So-
the guilt by association effect. They really don't like Christy Winters in particular, and so therefore you have to stop hanging out with them in order for them to see you as credible, which is unfair
but I hang
because
around this weird monkey guy with the fucking top hat as well. So whatever.
Well, you better stop because I'm gonna hate you if you are friends with him anymore.
Oh really? Oh fuck. I didn't know
Because
that.
he's an ugly fucking slash wannabe.
It's sadly true.
No, but like apparently, like a lot of people really like Michael in person, so maybe it's just something.
it's
to
a
do with
YouTube
or
thing.
something. It's a glitch. Or
He
See,
comes
so here's
across
the
as
thing.
an incredibly. It's because he comes across like a pretentious ass in his videos.
it's
That's
because of
why.
YouTube.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
But
I met him.
Here's
And
the
he was
thing.
like, he was a lot of
like,
fun to be around. He's a funny
like,
guy.
I haven't met Michael in person, but I've talked to him both on and off air. And honestly, I don't see Michael as a bad person at all. It's just I don't agree with some of his ideas. And it's similar to how I feel about you, Tim. Is
I'm
you're
also
not a
like-
bad person. You're not like an evil manipulator. You're just we have different opinions on certain subjects.
Some people
That's
are
too
more
bad. That doesn't mean we can't hang out.
Some people are
I
more
agree
combative
with
than
you
other
there.
people. They don't try so hard to like build a rapport or like build bridges. They just fucking go for it, and it creates like, you know, shit flinging.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think
The
people who do it on
constraint's all
either
about
side
building
of
bridges
any
with people
argument
who can take it.
are just like, okay, your narrative is the most important thing to you apparently, because all you want to do is win, quote unquote, or make the other side look bad.
Right.
Well, I think people have, like, personally, I got some no-fly zones I don't put up with, but I think a lot of people take certain things way too
Some Anon.
seriously. Yeah.
Some, I was gonna say, you have the most no-fly zones here.
No. I think there's like
What the hell is a no-fly zone?
things that I won't fucking tolerate.
Wait, Anon. Just use common internet talk. Anon gets triggered over some things.
Yeah, actually, I don't.
Oh,
care,
okay.
Whatever.
It's true.
sorry to hear about
Anon's,
There's a couple of things that
Anon's
really
a
piss me
little.
off. So
She has more lines in the
Sensitive.
sand than some of
Well,
us.
I respect your safe space.
thank you so much.
No problem.
This is not her safe space. Like
Anytime.
no one is safe here. Like,
No,
like
you guys-
there have been
you guys can't
streams where we
name-
roasted
you-
Schmeckel half the
Hey.
show.
You can't name anybody I didn't block over that one fucking drama instance months ago. So how about bite me?
Exactly. One thing
It was-
happened
it was
months ago.
one-
Yeah,
month-
one
it was
one
one
thing,
thing-
and you blocked like half of our friends.
No, like 4 or 5 of them.
Kyla already left.
Okay,
Well,
so
yeah.
half.
I gotta leave.
Wait,
or I
you don't
probably
have that
never
many
will,
friends,
so.
do you?
Everyone shut the fuck up and let Tim say bye.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.
Good having you, Tim.
What
There
a
we go.
cunt.
Yeah, no,
See,
I
the thing with Tim, though, I was going to say it while he was here, doesn't really matter. There's a difference between him and Michael. Like, I look at them kind of similarly, just taking into account the last time I spoke with Michael. But Tim's of at least average intelligence, and Michael is dumb.
Well, I mean, here's the thing.
I'm sorry, Michael comes across to me as dumb.
Well, I
stupid,
mean, you're
an unintelligent person.
well, you're not wrong. What I would say is Tim thinks more about the information he's given. Michael just kind of goes with it depending on who it comes from. That seems to be my
No, I
assessment.
feel like
so, like
Michael.
Michael Tim's more of an
actually,
intellectual.
I'm
Michael's a
trying to correct.
follower. Like I think Michael's
No, I
kind
was
of
trying
has
to
a
correct you,
follower
but you're
mindset.
saying exactly what I was gonna say. He goes with the fucking flow of his friends. And
Where I think
and
Tim
then
considers
feel
the
something.
information given more is what it really comes down to.
Yeah, he uses his fucking brain.
Right, right. Like I mean, when I watched
I'm not
his
saying that brain's exceptional all the time, but he uses it at least.
well, I mean, when I watched his video about Game of Thrones, there were some points that I had to concede. Okay, yeah, there are certain aspects of the show where it seems like it's been a little more phoned in. Like he had some points. I didn't agree with all of them, but he had some valid points that he clearly thought about.
Yeah, you know, I still don't actually know if I'm subscribed to Tim. I can't remember seeing.
I'm subscribed to him, but like with my schedule, I probably see about every third video anyone I'm subscribed to puts out. Unless it's someone like you and it's only
I'll watch
once in a while.
all my one video a month.
I'll catch yours because yours are so infrequent that I'm like, oh hey, he finally made a fucking video. Kind of like I should probably do.
I feel bad because sometimes
Somehow I
I'm not
still have a
always
better posting schedule than you do.
Well,
I'm not always subscribed to people
my
I like.
personal schedule is so bad right now. Like, I'm away from home 11 hours a day when I work because I have to take the bus and
trying
shit.
to tell you she's not subscribed to you.
I don't care.
No, I'm subscribed. I'm not subscribed to a lot of people that I like because I feel guilty.
No,
No,
I
like
tried
frankly,
to-
if you're not planning on watching my videos, I don't care if you're subscribed or not. Like, if you're planning on watching them, subscribe. If you're not, I don't care. If you want to, cool. If you don't want to, cool.
I mean, I just
No,
hide,
I
I hide my
subscribe.
subscriptions so nobody knows.
I subscribe to everybody that I've interacted with, at least until I get a chance to watch their shit. And then if it's good, I'll either keep it or unsubscribe.
Fair enough.
But I mean, when I'm on a stream, I'm not going to go dip out and watch their videos, right?
Oh, of course not.
So I'll just go subscribe, and then the next time they post something, if it's good, I'll keep them around.
Right. I mean, I've subscribed and then subsequently unsubscribed to several people. because either their content bored me, they actually mostly just that. Like, I can't make it through one of their videos even if it's only like 4 minutes. Like, I'm just
this is why I keep mine under 2.
I'm subscribed to about 400 people, and I've probably unsubscribed from about twice that.
I think I'm subscribed to about 300 or so, but there are people that are popular, quote unquote, like they have like 10s, 20s, 100,000 subs, and I'm not entertained by it. So other people are like, oh, why don't you watch them? And I'm just like,
popular ones in case they touch on a topic that I haven't heard about that I want to comment on. And then I'm subscribed to a bunch of like people who make dumb videos that I might want to argue with.
I'm subscribed to some friends.
All the little ones.
I'm subscribed to some people I talk to on YouTube. I'm also subscribed to some crackpots only because I want to know when they made new videos.
Well, that's exactly it.
I should subscribe to Riley Dennis so I can see what that nut job's doing.
Oh, you guys and your video response fodder.
Oh no, I don't. I'm kind of trying to move away from responses. I'm actually trying to. I don't know. I feel like I might start talking more about entertainment and media than about politics because with my schedule, I'm gonna be late to every party. That's just it.
That's why I like reviewing books. The only reason
that's why I was gonna do game reviews is because
being late
as long as it's a game people still play. No, I'm so late to the party that the hostess asks if I can help her clean up and drive people home.
Yeah, I know, but if you're, it's okay to be late to a party if you have something unique to say.
Yeah, if you've got something.
Except for if the person you had something to say isn't there anymore. Sorry to extend the party metaphor.
There's some shit like that, but I mean, if it's a particularly dumb video, it doesn't matter if it's months later. If you have something to say that hasn't been said repeatedly.
And sometimes being late to the party means instead of like the hysteria everyone has early on, you may have all the facts.
Yeah, that's a great part about waiting. Like you may not get the views because you don't immediately jumping on it.
Anyway, that's not a concern.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't have that problem to worry about. Let's be honest.
What I mean is, if you jump
like
on a subject,
I could have made a Charlottesville video while it was happening, and I wouldn't have broken 200 views.
Oh, are you fucking
kidding?
You'd
be surprised.
You got views for some fucking well-timed meme compilations.
Yeah, you'd be surprised.
But he's still out memes. He doesn't even talk about things anymore.
Oh wait, is there no? I've never actually watched them. Is there not even commentary in there? It's just the memes.
Chair views thing.
Depends on the video.
Chair view thinks it's a lot of I like the guy enough, but his videos are kind of hard to watch sometimes.
I gave up watching Chairview ages ago. A long time ago. Again, I like. I accept.
You're like struggling to say something nice. This is painful.
Let's say something. Yeah, let's see.
If the guy died, I wouldn't be happy.
What? Yeah, I was gonna say it's like if I found out that someone took the batteries out of his chair and he got hit by a train,
I'd feel a little bad.
I'd probably sign a petition to get the chairs redesigned so that doesn't happen to somebody else.
Oh, so are you saying you don't want him to die, but you wouldn't rape him?
No, I completely
the list of people I want to die are super short, and most of them are world leaders.
No, he says his dick works, so I assume his ass works. He'd feel it.
Oh,
I mean,
my!
He wouldn't be.
It's not that I want him to die, but if I found out he stopped making videos on his channel, I wouldn't be upset about it. But I don't want him to. I just don't care.
And Psycho, you are right. It's the one thing with Cher I'm not a particular fan of. He complains too much that it's like, I finally hit, like, before he hit 1,000, it's like, I haven't hit 1,000 yet. It's like, for some of us, that takes a whole year to get of work.
I was going to say, I've been here more than a year, but let's be honest, my most consistent growth is when I made a video a week.
You have not been around more than a year, Wrath, because I haven't been here a year yet.
My year, Schmeckel, my year mark is Monday. I looked at my videos.
Well,
my year mark is Monday.
Congratulations, me. I've been here a year.
Did you just like follow him? He's like, oh, he's gonna be on YouTube. I'm gonna be on YouTube too.
Wrath was like, man, if I follow that guy, maybe one day he'll make me a co-host.
I streamed with Schmeckel like a week after I made my first video. So it's almost been a year since we first streamed together. So we'll have to have an anniversary where we get all gay and shit.
I actually don't know.
We're gonna get so gay.
Dude,
I don't even know when I uploaded my first video, actually.
Dude, it's gonna get so gay that Always Sunny is gonna seem like a straight show.
Yeah, it's too bad you don't have a beard anymore.
Yeah, he's not into you now.
Hello.
It does make the boner a little less hard. Well, yeah, I mean, you have some hair on your face, but you don't have a beard.
Well, I mean, I don't have the one that was so big you couldn't tell if I had a neck. I don't have that one anymore.
Yeah, I like that one better because your head is too big for your neck, and it always makes me think you should be going like this.
Well, I mean, if I get drunk enough, I look like a really cheap bobblehead.
I missed my 1 year anniversary. Apparently, it was July 1st.
Schmeckel, are you?
Well, yeah, you should do your anniversary video then. Hello, YouTube. Thanks for coming. See you soon.
Bye.
Hello, YouTube. I've been here a year. Thank you.
See you soon.
Schmeckel, are you ever going to get someone
probably get more views than everything else?
All right, hey guys, Ren's saying something.
I say, Schmeckel, are you ever going to get someone to pay for you to get a GIF of Igor in the bunny suit, since that did happen?
Wait, well, what did that cost?
It was $5.
$5. What are you chat right now? Please send $5 to Reading Ren's
PayPal.
You tell me you can't afford $5.
You can post a link in the chat. If you can do that, Igor is going to record a very, very interesting clip for me in a bunny suit, a pink bunny suit, and I get to choose what he does.
It's already in the chat.
You should do. Have you heard of Frog Leap Studios? They do music covers, like a lot of metal covers. They have this guy on there called Leo Moriarty.
Oh yeah. My kid loves his Wheels on the Bus cover.
I'm pretty sure he hasn't done that one.
He'll beg for it.
Pretty sure he never did that one. He does metal covers.
The guy with the weird fucking like
braided goatee.
Yeah.
Like he's a Norwegian guy.
Fucking loves his cover of Wheels on the Bus.
I didn't know he did that one. I just found his stuff like a few weeks ago. But anyway, we should have Igor get in the bunny suit and act out one of their videos.
No, I have a very specific plan for Igor.
But with an inflatable guitar. With an inflatable guitar, though, not a real one.
There you go. There's also a $25 option of get me an electrical tape right now, if they pay it.
Yes, also if you pay $25 to that fund, Ren will do the boob thing.
I love the chat right now. They're just hating on everybody.
Yes.
Oh, and I'm not part of this? I need to open up my chat. I should.
Yeah, you should.
Wait. Psycho. He says, I'm starting to get annoyed of Tonka's constant hatred of everything. That's sorry, Tonka's constant hatred of everything is the only reason I watch any failure thing.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's like...
His hatred is entertaining.
Like, literally, I love the guys, but let me clarify what a failure stream is without fail. Failure makes Florida man jokes. Tonka's mad about everything, and Vamp tries to get the two to calm down and eventually gets upset herself. And occasionally Ian is there.
She's fighting with the chat. Vamp fights
Wait,
with the
wait,
chat.
wait. We have to be fair, though. We can break down a cunt stream similarly.
Oh, no doubt. There were
Schmeckle gets
than us.
drunker than he should while broadcasting live to people. Samaj says a couple smart things, and then the Tanga egg thing.
And then makes a thumbnail that gets us views.
And then Anon.
That is slander, good sir. That is slander. I do not
true.
say smart things.
By the way, this stream is brought to you by Tanga Eggs. Tanga Eggs, go fuck yourself.
She stole
there you
your
go.
line. We don't need you. Get out.
No. We need the thumbnails. Don't you leave Samaj.
Samaj.
We love
That's
you,
how we get
baby.
any views after the
There
stream's
is a
over.
reason
Is
that
they
I
see the
can
thumbnail? It's
stop.
like there's gonna be some cool art, and then they see our dumb faces instead of the art anymore, and it's like, oh.
Samaj, have you started the thumbnail yet?
Not yet.
Good. I want Tim Blake using a bidet.
Blake using a
Oh,
bidet.
yes, please.
Make it like the comic style that you did before with me in the fire, and have him just going.
He must be enjoying it.
Well, I mean, what you should do is you should also have Tyler
there
like
would
walking into the
be a
room
really,
looking
really
shocked, just like
awkward boner smile on his face.
Oh, dear
And besides,
God.
I can make it up to Smosh for stealing the line by just sending him a boob pic later.
There we go.
yeah, go.
I'm very, easy to please. If you have tits,
Samaj, that's not a huge thing. You could just go, on her Twitter and get them for free.
I could, but
I have new ones. I actually have a new batch of gifts that are limited edition because it's me and
Limited
Modern
edition
Medusa.
gifts.
Yeah, it's me
Oh,
and
really?
Modern Medusa in the same GIF.
Well, I forgot about that. By the way,
Well,
you
now you
mentioned
got Samaj's attention.
you mentioned a whole titty rubbing GIF on the charity stream.
There's titty rubbing. There is one kissing GIF. There is.
I forget how much that was for. I'll tell you the guy's name. He'd rather out of the public, but I'll tell you the guy's Twitter handle. He donated $100, so I think he earned it.
All right, yeah. When I render out all the GIFs, I'll send it to you, and then you can send it to him, or I can send it to him. However works.
Sounds good. No, I'll just give you his thing. That way, it doesn't need to go through me. You can just send it to the guy who earned it.
All right, we'll do.
Anyway, at this point,
you guys said the chat was talking shit. I'm not seeing any of them talk shit about me.
Scroll up.
Yeah, wait.
There it is.
Shut it down. But chat, what the fuck? Shit about Wrath. Whip your head out again.
Someone said I look like unemployed Bob. Someone said I'm unemployed Bob the Builder. I was kind of like, buddy, I work 50 hours a week. What do you do?
No,
with your life?
you're unemployed, Mr. Clean.
No,
Sorry,
no,
I'm
no.
sorry.
I'm Mr. Clean's janitor brother.
I work 50 hours a week. What do you do with your life? If you're working 50 hours a week, it's you that's made bad decisions.
Not if they're the person who talks shit about people who don't and doesn't even make videos. Talks shit about other people's videos. Just saying.
Oh, we have a serious question for Miss Anon in chat.
We're on different topics here.
Yeah, someone's asking Miss Anon how much for you plus a bad dragon dildo on Pornhub.
Yeah, not gonna happen.
well, hold on a second.
It's
Everyone has a price.
Atlas died, so give him a deal.
Who?
Atlas side.
Atlas side. He's a 40-year-old virgin. He's great.
Oh yeah, it's not gonna happen.
40-year-old version, he's great. The biggest lie you'll ever tell anyone.
Oh, come on.
Give him a number he could never afford, because
Not
I'm
even
not going to
one-
fill you in on this, but he's excessively
No,
rich.
I say,
like,
Anon,
an
for
infinite
20 million
amount-
cash, would you do
No.
it?
No.
I would do that for 20 million cash. And I hate butt
Good
stuff.
for you. Then you do it.
If 20 cunts wants to send me $2,000.
There you
I'll
go.
do it.
Sheckle's the cheapest. Go for it.
$2 grand,
Two grand. That pays my debts.
I think Shrekel's a closet case. I think he actually likes it. He's just playing like he wants the money.
I was gonna.
How much for a butt plug instead of just
probably use the $2 grand to buy a bigger dildo.
How the fuck can I be a closet case, Wrath? I've hit on one here at some point.
That's because you're drunk.
To be fair, that is
you're an
cheaper.
Alcoholic, not
That is cheaper for six. If someone were ever offer that, it's like I would require at least $7 grand minimum.
Yeah, I'm sticking with my 2 mil.
Yeah, I love that somebody's asking like the painfully monogamous person that.
Wait, just me, and I don't know what a bad dragon dildo is, but
bad dragon
dildo.
It's like a brand of them, I think.
No, it's a website.
Here.
Okay.
You want me to find your website?
It's a brand of them, so it's just any dildo off that site. I'm sure I could find a tiny one.
Yeah, they make really tiny ones.
I think they're called teeny weenies.
Yeah.
Here.
You probably barely feel it. It's probably smaller than the shit you took yesterday.
Like I thought they were. I probably dropped bigger shits than some of them.
It's liquid.
I was gonna say you just shit liquid, don't you?
I was gonna say the limited edition Chinese one was probably smaller than shits I've dropped.
Okay, this is the website. If you want to look in the side chat.
Okay, I'll click on that. If one of you will donate $2 grand, buy. I'm telling you, it will be the smallest fucking one I can find, and I will stick it up my ass on Pornhub. And yes, Psycho, the hat will be included.
Just the hat.
Oh, Psycho.
Oh yes, all I'll be wearing is the hat.
Wearing nothing but a hat and a smile.
Maybe the vest. The hat.
No, you can't wear the vest. Hat, smile, dildo. That's all you're allowed to wear.
No vest, just hat. And maybe one sock. I like to be
placed.
You can't see me full nude for $2 grand. I'm keeping a sock on it. 2,500.
That's that.
Nudity.
2,500. I was gonna say 5, but you know, sell yourself short. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I quit as your agent. Not that you were paying me.
You know, me not paying you is probably why you've made such an awful one.
You know, that it's part of it. Also, that I have no idea what I'm doing and commit no time to it.
And actually, we have a better offer in the chat. Ouija STI says, "I think I'd pay $2 grand not to see that." So
I like this.
Offers for that.
I like this business model. I was like, so how much will you pay us not to make out?
Wait, you need to film
give me
that.
$2 grand. Either do it or not do it.
You need to film it and then spam it in his inbox until he gives you money to stop. Just keep making accounts to send it to him. Just, you know.
No, but Non, you're ruining the business model. We can get paid to not do things.
Yes.
Which one of you? Ren's in charge. I'll be back.
Yay!
Yeah, Ren's in charge. I like this plan. Because I don't have to do anything.
No, you don't. Then again, it's just us talking, so
Yeah, and since our guests are gone, I don't even have to pretend to be a nice person.
You ever do that? No.
Oh man, those crickets are noisy. God damn.
Right?
Oh, no,
where's
even
Jason
tried to
snoring
defend
when-
you. This, no.
Like, where's Jason snoring to break up the monotony? Like, someone get Jason Brazil in here and then drug
He's
him.
never gonna live that down. It was once.
Nope.
It was like almost a year ago now. A long time ago. Never.
Oh, it's okay.
He's just that guy that fell asleep on a stream once and snored really loud.
I had a stream where it was both Jason and Failure fell asleep, and right after they fell asleep was when I took my tits out.
Oh, that's disappointing.
We sent them the video the next day of, "Hey, guess what you missed?" And the reaction from from Jason at least was, "God damn it, I fell asleep."
Oh, I don't know how people do that. I don't think I haven't ever fallen asleep somewhere I haven't intended to fall asleep. Like, I just go to bed.
Though it was funny, we left him and Failure in the live stream after all of us left, and just went, "Oh, they'll wake up on their own."
Oh, I mean, how are you waking them up though? I guess you could have ejected
the last time I was on a stream where Jason fell asleep, we just spammed Jason's Twitter, and it eventually woke him up after like 5 minutes. I think you were there for that one, Ren.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah. We were playing Quiplash, but we had too many people in the hangout, so Jason sat one out, and we just kept re-upping the game with the same players.
And then he was just sleeping there.
And he was just snoring. On his own stream, it got down to like there were 4 of us left, all trying to wake Jason up so he could turn it off.
Dude, we want to be offline.
You just that's when you have to leave and let him sleep on stream for a couple of hours. Just
he's not Bunty adorable. No one would watch him.
I don't know. Bunty got a lot of views for sleeping, but I mean, have you seen Bunty sleeping?
Bunty's adorable.
I'm sure Roy could get a bunch of views if he just logged onto his computer, fell asleep, and then just left it running.
Well, yeah, that's because he does weird shit in his sleep, like hump his fucking mattress.
True, we'd all be in the chat going, "What's he doing?"
You know what? If he didn't wake up, I bet you there would have been groaning.
I'm sure there would have been. If we would have let him lie, if we would all just shut up and just sat there and watched him.
Yeah, it would have been like,
next time he passes out on a stream, we all just have to shut up and watch.
Which means Schmeckle, just mute your microphone so you can fap without waking him up.
About how creepy him sleep.
That's okay. I'll be creepy.
Okay, yeah, because we have super high standards here.
Yeah.
Standards.
Exactly. I mean, we let Samaj on. I think we had Ogre at one point.
We used to have Chair on regularly.
Chair of Orange.
Politipod.
Orange.
Politipod.
Politipod's not creepy. That guy couldn't hurt a fly, which is what really concerns me.
He could sit on it.
Oh Lord. You killed it.
Yes.
Too mean.
You know who else?
Too mean.
You know who else I don't like? No, I want to bring this up.
I'm too mean. I named my channel after a deadly sin, but I'm too mean, Anon. Logic. Try it.
I'm not a fan of what's her name? The one you like, Anon.
Huh? Who?
Some blonde. Harley Quinn. Harlequin.
Yeah, that's the one. Harlequin something.
That blonde chick.
Harlequin's half hour.
Don't be mean to her.
I don't dislike her. I just don't really see the appeal of having her on.
I wanted her to come on and
she annoys me.
Oh, she doesn't annoy me, but then again, she's a squirter, and I love them.
You're just
Smudge. You do know when a woman squirts, she's pissing on you, right?
Yeah, but it doesn't mean I don't enjoy it.
That's not true. It's a different liquid.
At this point, Samaj wants to get laid.
At this point, he's got to.
He doesn't care what she does. As long as she doesn't bring a dick to the show, then he's fine.
Okay, so I'm out.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, I bet he'd make an exception for Blair.
I don't know. See, with Blair, I've got to go solid no because of the cock.
Yeah,
that's
my line too, but it hasn't been 8 years for me.
Blair looked better pre-surgery.
Well, so did Megan Fox. But Megan Fox isn't trans.
I think
Megan Fox.
The only reason
Megan Fox was hot before and ruined it.
I think Blair was
fix her profile.
But like her profile looks better, but straight on she looked better before.
Yeah, but that's like that's the dysphoria for you. You're not gonna see what she sees when she looks in the mirror, right?
No,
she saw a man from the side. That's what she was fixing.
I mean,
yeah, she made herself look more feminine. I just think it also made her look less feminine, like in reality.
Yeah.
She went for
her, and if she's happy with it, that's cool.
No, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
She still looks great and shit, but I think we had downgrade.
I honestly barely noticed a difference.
In terms
like
of attractiveness.
I barely noticed a difference from her face straight on.
It's mainly the cheeks that bother me.
Are they bigger?
There's something up with the cheeks.
That could be makeup.
The more round and the cheeks are bulbous.
That could easily be makeup.
Well, also to be fair, the videos I'm talking about were just after the surgery. It might have been swelling, shit like that. But
yeah, also it could have been.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna be honest. I haven't seen anything Blair's done since the recovery story. So has Blair done anything?
Not really.
Okay, so
she's probably taking time to heal and all that. And after she's healed, it might be a significant improvement. We don't know.
Like, I mean, her picture on Twitter just looks the same to me.
I think her picture on Twitter is still.
No, it's changed. It's new since after the surgery.
I don't know. I don't know. I barely look at Twitter recently, so I couldn't tell you.
Here, hang on.
Yeah, Wrath doesn't even check Twitter enough to get the fucking links to the fucking cunt stream on time.
I was asleep.
Side chat.
That's why we replaced him with
side chat. I'm on my phone.
Oh, sad for you. DM it.
Nobody's gonna put in that much effort, Wrath.
I'm already doing it.
Oh, I can't see the side chat from a phone, Schmeckle.
Come on, I only play a bitch on TV. I'm not a real one.
Yeah, well, you realize we're still live, so continue being a cunt.
Oh no, everybody thinks I'm mean now, so it's okay.
A role to uphold.
By the way, a side chat. That's the one you should use if you get $2 grand, Schmeckle.
I'm not gonna click it right now because I'm in the middle of the stream. But
are you getting a blowjob right now, Rob?
I can see the difference. Oh, and I'm not getting a blowjob right now. No.
Give me the specs.
You have to look at it.
It's crooked.
All right.
Just look.
It's crooked. Okay. Let's take.
It sort of looks like a giant clitoris and not a dick, though. Is that what it is?
I don't know. It's Bad Dragon.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It looks like a
and by the way, I should confirm. But if you cunts can collectively raise $2 grand, I demand a $2,000 donation.
Why does it have a skin you can get on it that's Mario ? Blocks?
I don't know. It's Bad Dragon.
I'd want.
It's that thing that you didn't know you needed.
Is hilarious, but why the Mario ? Blocks?
All right, so I can see it, and it's very oddly shaped. Oh, there's a size and sex toys are confusing. Size and firmness. You get to pick all that shit. Okay,
yeah,
so
Bad Dragon.
I didn't know there was that many choices.
Smallest size, smallest, same price.
Oh my god, they have one called the Roland.
No, is it an inch long?
see, I'm waiting for the Leroy.
Doesn't matter. It's a fucking dildo cunts, but
show us the Leroy.
That's the Leroy.
$1,000
Roland
donation.
That's the Roland.
And I'll stick it up my ass on Pornhub.
Yeah, I was gonna say for $2 grand he'll ride Roland.
I'm really, really hoping nobody actually donates $2 grand. As much as I'd look at,
you do realize you would be legally
I'm very opposed to things up my ass.
You'd be legally obligated to do it now.
Yeah. And the missus would help you out with that.
That's why I made the clarification. It's got to be $2,000.
It's got to be what?
One $2,000 donation.
So you go fund me, you raise the $2,000, and then you make a lump donation. There you go, guys.
Yes, if you would like to crowdfund it and do all that, then yes. If you're willing to go through that much effort, you've earned it.
And then it's a video that they're all going, "Oh my god, did you see it?"
That's all right.
People with it.
They do have a what's called a teeny weeny pack, which is like 5 of the small ones of all the various different varieties. But
of course, that's what they call it.
It's all random, so you don't know which one you're gonna get. So, yeah.
As long as it's very, very small.
This is the one you should use.
You're not allowed to pick a
Who's
size.
the horse head mannequin? What's this I'm seeing?
Howdy.
This is a guy who was begging to come on. I figure we've been going 2 hours now. We can let the plebes in.
Oh.
He wanted
I
stream actually a couple times. I couldn't show. This is
I think we're just gonna call you Confusing Boner.
Yeah, I just randomly found that at a flea market, so I figured it would work.
That works.
All right, man.
I'll put this on here.
You're a very dead horse. I recognize your name. I've probably seen you in chats for other people's streams and shit.
Oh yeah,
but pretend for a second that the rest of us don't know who you are. I definitely remember you, bro. tell the audience who you are.
Well, I'm kind of new. I just started doing. I do a lot of late night streams, just kind of about whatever. I did a debate so far with Owen McDonald the other day about Antifa. I got some stuff coming, but I just started, so don't have a whole lot.
Yeah, well, if I ever actually get one of your invites to a stream,
it'll be at stupid o'clock. Whenever usually I'm doing a stream, it's at stupid o'clock. So just if you're on YouTube at dumb 30 in the morning, just
the live streams. It's like, oh, it's midnight. Sure.
I'm usually up till about stupid 30, so I'll catch the first half hour.
Yeah.
It's I don't usually check out streams after they're done, but since you'd invited me, I went to invited to.
Oh, yeah, it got flagged.
I'm going to pop in.
Yeah, it got flagged. That was Failure's fault. So
what Failure do?
We started talking about a bunch of different things, but somehow we got on to Amy Schumer stealing jokes, and so we were going through these videos of Amy Schumer's I think there's like a 26-minute video of the original joke and the joke and her version of the joke, which are almost identical the entire way through. So I think I got a flag from Fox.
You got a fucking copyright strike.
Yeah, fucking copyright strike.
Stolen joke.
Yeah, I got a copyright strike for showing the stolen joke. And we were pausing it too. So we were like, I was like, all right, pause it real quick. Pause it. Hold on. No, I don't want to get copyright strike.
Fucking Christ.
Your avatar is scary.
Well, I had a cartoon horse.
Oh, come on, Anna. Look at yours.
Yeah, but my face I can't help. That you can help.
Well, I was trying to get some money.
Hey, just because you don't have a confusing boner for an avatar doesn't mean he can't.
I was trying to get some much attention to see if you'd make me one.
I actually saw that comment. I was going to say something, but as you notice here on the Cunt stream, trying to say something is awfully fucking hard.
You want a flaccid rubber horse mask on top of a mannequin?
No.
I'm sorry, Samaj, it's literally only hard for you. Everyone else is able to get a word in. You need to be louder. Oh, wait. Maybe he didn't use it for so long. It's gone. Maybe his testicles dried up.
He's balls. Furiously fucking those Tanga eggs. We know it.
Yeah, I have to keep it active. I am in my 30s.
Oh, that's why it's hard to get a fucking word in. He's too busy jacking off to our voices. Which one's doing it for you, Samaj?
Well, I mean, why do you think I keep turning my camera off, Schmeckel? I every time I hear your voice, I have to turn my camera off.
Who is it tonight, guys? Lefty or righty?
I was like, all right. Well, it's not your voice, actually, Schmeckel. I have my shit muted, and I just look at your face, and just think, Ah, well, at least I didn't turn out like that.
That's how I get off too. Just look at my face.
Anyhow, it might be a good time to call it.
Yeah, I was just about to say at this point we're gonna
fucking rubber horse mask take us out because this is as classy as this has ever been.
I'll let him close the stream down. Tim Blake, we had Tyler Preston, and I think that's it, right? Just those two and us.
Yep.
All right, so then we've got Reading Ren, Wrath of Controversy, Samaj Zed, who does all the artwork, and very soon you'll see an image from him, Tim Blake, using a bidet and enjoying it thoroughly. Then we've got Little Miss Anonymous, and this very, very important cunt.
You're just going to be called Flaccid Horse Mask. No. Flaccid Horse Mask.
So, man, very flaccid horse mask. Take us out.
All right, guys.
And he's fucking gone. This was a fucking cunt. I hope you fucking enjoyed it, cunts. Schmeckle. Fuck off.